Hi everyone, my name is Vincent and I'm the head of Transaction Banking and Payment Solutions with AMTD Digital. And today we're very honored to have Mr. Kurt Wee, President of ASME, with us to discuss about some of the challenges and solutions and how to expand beyond the shores from Singapore. So switching gears a little bit, we realized that one of the surveys that we have read is that many of the firms are actually interested in expanding overseas. Whilst more than 60% of the Singaporean SMEs with less than 10 million turnover, they have some form of international footprint. But only a quarter of those micro enterprises actually operate beyond Singapore. So given their interest to expand, how can we help all these Singaporean SME to seek out opportunities abroad and overseas to expand?
I think firstly, they have to first identify which are the markets that they can probably bridge into with quite a good level of success, where their products, their brand would be well accepted and they're filling a market gap. And once you have that, it's really about being willing to grind it down and locating yourself there and then building out that particular business unit. There are various enterprise center overseas that ESG have set up to assist businesses. There are various trade associations with overseas centers and node points that can assist you. And in many markets, there are overseas Singaporean business communities that you can interact with and learn at a more accelerated pace about that particular market. I think that it first starts with the hunger of the business. It first starts with the hunger of the business individual that want to scale, want to grow, and then they have to work on their internationalization strategy. Which is the market they're going to go to, and what is their competitive edge, and what is the target objectives and market share and that they want to tap, right? And when you have identified that, then it's really a question of conviction thereafter. It is not easy. And building businesses in overseas market, it requires a lot of commitment, time, and you have to be willing to operate like a domestic operator there. And I'll say again, the choice of the market will be really, really important. You choose the right market, you fly. You choose the wrong market, you deal with a whole lot of problems. And I encourage a lot of businesses to look at markets where there's big population, China, Indonesia, some of these bigger Asian markets, and they offer a lot of opportunities for the Singapore brand, for the Singapore enterprise to actually be able to go in and potentially find a market position where they can grow in. Look at the context of the last 20 years. The first 20 years, you hear a lot of enterprise that go to China paying school fees, learning. But the last 10 years, what I've really come across is that a lot of Singapore enterprise are tapping into revenues and bottom lines that they could not imagine when they've gone into a market with scale. And so really, I would say internationalization, yes, but with good research and with a good overlay of strategy, with a lot of preparedness, and with a lot of focus. Yeah.
So thank you for the insightful reply. I think in my opinion, I think another challenge of expanding overseas is creating and establishing the initial touch points or connecting with the local culture and business environment. I think to that aspect, I think the AMTD SpiderNet ecosystem offers a very, very good platform for us to build business alliance with other ecosystems in the region. And that would allow us, SMEs, to tap on our partners network and to understand the local culture and adopt the appropriate business practices as well. So that's some of the added value that AMTD can bring to the table as well. So there is also one interesting program that we know of. I think there's a government SME Go Digital program where SME can look forward to subsidies to up to about 70-80% of the investments in digital technologies, including tools supporting cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and so on. Do you think these subsidies are enough to incentivize SME to invest to go digital?
I think Singapore enterprises are really fortunate to actually have a very, very proactive government support policy towards SMEs in Singapore. And in looking ahead of the development curve and really looking at what businesses' needs are and then pushing businesses and funding businesses with subsidies to push this transformation. And I think SME Digital have really pushed quite a lot of solutions out there to SMEs at large. A lot of these solutions are specially curated, screened for the SMEs, and it's really allowed businesses to sort of, get on faster, go digital, and be able to leap a lot faster with their digitalization process. So it is something that I think when I travel, I don't see a lot in a lot of markets. In some markets they do have, but I think Singapore has a very comprehensive overarching strategy to basically help businesses help themselves. And SMEs in Singapore should really take advantage of that. Yeah.
So, from that perspective, even with the investment and the investment aid and things like that, what do you think are the top 3 things that we can do to help the SMEs in Singapore to go digital?
I think in pushing SMEs to go digital, one of the first and most fundamental thing to do is to show them the picture. SMEs don't have time to do deep research and develop rationale, and they're practical people. Monkey see, monkey do. They see somebody do that, that's good, and then they try and adopt it, it works for them, and let's all go, right? So SMEs tend to be very, very lean, and the first thing that they need to buy in is, where's the carrot? What do I benefit as an enterprise out of this thing, right? So if I do this, I get a level of efficiency, or I get a level of cost savings. So that proposition must be put quite clearly to them first. And when they bite, then thereafter what you probably want to get them on board is, it depends on the size as well. If you're small, then probably they're looking for templatized solution, right? But if they're substantial, slightly larger SMEs, then they're a bit more progressive and long-term oriented, then they probably will want to look at more customized solutions and which they are prepared to pay part, and maybe subsidies will cover part of that. And once you've got that, it's really a question of customization, implementation, but that's not enough. Okay, the last part is really, really important in SMEs, which is the weakest part when we try to get businesses to digitalize. Utility. After you implement it, you train them, they don't use it. So really, to push the utility rate is the important thing, right? And pushing them to use the system, use the platform for at least a number of months until their work behavior and their work habits is formed and their operation is synced in that particular digital architecture format that they do operations in. That part, I think, currently is the most challenging and probably the part that businesses need to really pay heed and get the whole organization to not just implement, train to use, but literally use it every day for operations with a lot of discipline.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wee, for spending time with us. We are very delighted that you are here today to share with the rest of the audience about some of the strategies that they can adopt to go digital and take advantage of some of these available grants given by the government so that they can upskill and expand into the region. And to our audience worldwide, thank you for watching our video today. And if you like what you have watched, please do like and share it and subscribe to our AMTD Digital video channel as well. Thank you. Bye.